Sex, scandal, infidelity, revenge. This is easily the wildest case I've ever looked into. On September 12th, 2006, 47-year-old Caroline Green went in for a routine plastic surgery. She did not make it out of that surgery alive.
Nobody wants to say the M word just yet. But that was what I was tasked to do. Conduct what amounted to a full-fledged murder investigation into the death of Caroline Green.
Why and how she died will truly blow your mind.
The plan was simple. Caroline would go in for a micro facelift, the kind of outpatient cosmetic surgery that happens a million times a day in LA every single day. The plastic surgeon was Dr. Shah. Now, everybody sees Dr. Shah. She is like the most renowned, the most respected in her field. And she has done countless micro facelifts. So Caroline went there. I asked to go with her, but she said no. She could do it herself. And from what I was told, the procedure went fine. Then she was taken to the recovery room, and that's where everything went to shit. The paramedics were called to the clinic.
I got an urgent phone call. My mom's in the hospital. I said, "You mean the clinic for plastic surgery?" "No, the hospital. Your mom's on life support. You need to come right away."
So we all went to the hospital to be by Caroline's side. And when we get there, she's hooked up to all these machines. She's in a coma. Kaylee was crying, and who should be there but Caroline's husband, Philip. And that's a surprise to me because he hasn't quite been husband of the year, if you know what I mean. There were always rumors. All of the catty housewives in her orbit gossiped about him. Philip's job had him traveling all the time, and that gave him plenty of chances. And there he was, like holding her hand. Now, I've never been a big fan of Philip. As a matter of fact, I kind of hated the man. And we all kept wondering, what the hell happened?
At the hospital, my mom was struggling to breathe.
So Philip said, yeah, do it.
They turned off the machines that kept my mom alive.
How could a seemingly healthy woman just die from a routine procedure? I talked to my captain, and he agreed that we should do a preliminary investigation. I started with the victim, Caroline Green. On the surface, Caroline had the perfect life. Great family, great house, great bank account. But behind closed doors, things were not exactly perfect. Though they hadn't announced it, Caroline and her husband Philip had split up. They were living in the same house, but leading completely separate lives.
But Caroline and I talked a lot. She knew that Philip was having an affair, multiple affairs. See, Philip had always been known as the ladies' man, and he would flirt with like anything in a dress. But at the hospital, Philip did seem distraught. He said and did all the right things. But let's get real, right? Philip was the one who approved Caroline being taken off of life support. I'm just gonna say it. With Caroline gone, Philip was free as a bird.
What I want to know is what is the deal with this plastic surgeon, Dr. Shah, who dies of a facelift? Should I be hiring a malpractice lawyer, or should I be afraid of my own father?
There are a lot of questions and red flags. With investigations like these, there's a lot to look at. I really needed to go back far. Start at the beginning.
What was Caroline like in high school? Caroline kind of had a reputation of being a boyfriend thief. And look, she was gorgeous, okay? She was a model, she was prom queen, she was a beauty pageant winner. All the guys liked her. With everything going on, all the messy suspicions about Philip, I think Caroline just wanted to feel young again. And by her definition, that meant not looking like a day over 20.
Dr. Diana Shaw, she was the plastic surgeon in Los Angeles, the go-to for the ultra-rich and famous, but she didn't make it to the top without some controversy. She had to settle a bunch of big-time lawsuits, powerful patients claiming procedures went wrong. These headlines could have ended her career, but she only seemed to be more sought after.
Somebody dies at the doctor's office, you look at the doctor. But then we found something that was unusual. Something that didn't just raise red flags, but had them flapping.
Daddy never mentioned it. Mom definitely never said anything about it.
It's the kind of fact you hope for as a detective, because in some cases, it makes your job a lot easier. The husband she couldn't stop fighting with? The one she firmly believed was cheating on her? Philip Green was there in the recovery room with Caroline. While she was unconscious, while she was alone.
What the hell?